I am so uptight about getting everything I need to the range. Well, let's just say when I fart, dogs bark. Let's talk about this, and I promise to leave my farting out of it. Welcome to the Armed Citizen channel. My name is Mark, and I do this video mentorship for all armed citizens, be they new or experienced. I talk about the things that I think no one else talks about. So please, like my videos, subscribe, and share them with people of all political persuasions. Let's get into the content. It is a logistical nightmare every time you go out and do something, even as simple as a picnic. You have to have a list of what things to bring, if they need preparation before departure, organizing them for quick and easy retrieval in the order they will be needed, and so on. Then you have to figure out how to deliver all of these things to the destination. Also, you can have an enjoyable experience. And forgetting one thing can ruin the whole day. I know this from firsthand experience because I used to be a scuba diver. And there was, more than once or twice, I loaded up my truck and headed an hour away to the dive site. And only once there and in my wetsuit, I realized I forgot my weight belt, or my regulator, or both, or something else critical to my ability to achieve my objective of the day, which was to get wet and enjoy myself. It almost became an obsession to me to not repeat such embarrassing events. It came to the point that I had a checkoff list for any event where I was asked or required to attend with more than just me. After I stopped scuba diving, I took up model and high power rocketry, and I actually wrote an article on this subject for a now defunct rocketry magazine. The second objective to making sure I have everything I need for the day was to make sure I didn't bring too much, so I didn't look like a Sherpa trekking up Mount Everest. Both arms full, a large backpack on your back, and knees buckling from the weight of everything you carry. I got smarter over the years. I had to, since I'm in my 60s now and I can't carry as much as I could in my 20s. To make sure I get everything to where I'm going, I have a master list that has everything I need. And depending on the objective, I can have sub-lists to make sure a single item on the master list, like a specific bag, is properly stocked and prepared. Let me take you through my personal range bag list. As a caveat, since most of my shooting is done at an indoor range, the kit we are about to go over is specifically for that situation. Outdoor ranges I will discuss later. Etc., etc., etc. This is my first bag, the one that always comes along simply because it has all of the basic things one needs for a satisfactory range outing. I have here a G Outdoors rolling pistol backpack. The bad news is they don't make this model anymore. While it can be a backpack, as there is straps inside of here to put it on your back, I usually use the pull handle so I can pull it behind me like it's a carry-on. Let's go through it pocket by pocket, shall we? By the way, most of these pockets have a small graphic sewn onto it so you can tell at a glance what's inside or what they think you should have inside of it. So here we have the top pocket. I have my electronic razors so I can hear. I also carry a set of regular hearing protection for any guests I bring along. I also carry 300 rounds in these little things so I can reload my magazines while on the range. If I feel like it, I also put a tripod or selfie stick in here. In the front pocket, by the way, this is a pull-off patch. I swap that as I feel it's necessary. In this one here, I actually have a spare set of eye protection. I keep some grip around. I have the insertable ear pros. When I do a indoor range, I always double hearing protect. And then I also have, this is just one, I normally have two. This is my chamber only mags, right? I eject the one in the chamber for my carry pistol, and then when I go to reload it, I take that one, I drop it in here loose, I stick this one in, I chamber, I put this one back, and then I put my normal carry mag in here. I also have some of these. I went and upgraded my Kel-Tec Sub 2000, and all of the parts that came in it came in this little hang tag, and they thoughtfully open up to provide a small target. Now, this one over here, I have a couple of different things. I have a Uplula pistol magazine reloader. This also comes with a Velcroed pocket, or a little hard shell cup. And just to save a little space, I have this, which is actually full of dummy rounds. Over here, this is where I keep my PAC-2 timer, and I also keep a spare battery for it, and just in case I get a death jam on my AR, what you do is you go down and get a paint can opener, and I just wound a little bit of paracord around it and then made a loop so it hangs off of my vest. I also keep other tools in here, such as AR adjustments and things like that. Down here, this is where the pistols go. It can hold up to 4. Yeah, you, go away. It can hold up to 4 pistols. I normally really only carry 1, and then just for this this trip, I have 3 AR magazines. Here's a very important thing, is a pen and notebook to write your drill results down in. So always record what you're doing, because if you don't record it, it didn't happen. In this pocket here, I keep a Real Avid AR tool. I also keep some more batteries down here for my various red dots and flashlights. Over on this side, I really hate interrupting myself mid-tirade, but I just wanted to put in a real quick reminder to please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it with all of your friends. That's how I grow this channel and get to more people. So, all right, back to myself. I actually have a paddle double magazine holder in case I go to like a pistol match or I decide to do a drill that requires 2 reloads. Now, these outside pockets actually hold 6 each for a total of 12 magazines. And because I generally rotate between 3 pistols, I have 4 of each of these for each pistol. Each of them are loaded to 15 rounds, even though they might be 17s. People have OCD and they have either odd or even. Mine is 5. So all of these are loaded with 15 rounds. And if I feel like doing a ball and dummy or some other kind of drill, I will pull one out and I will then load it and then stick it in here so I forget which one it is. Or what order the bullets are in. I just wrap it with a rubber band. So this is it. This will get you through a good range time, and you can have adequate supplies and tools if something breaks. Always keep this ready to go. This is my number 2 bag, and this is an old laptop bag from 5 or 6 years ago. And what I do is I wrap this around the pole on the first bag, and all this is targets. I actually have, this is a 12-month organizer. You can get at any office supply section or store. And all I have in here is 8x11 targets. So what I do is I buy one big target at the range, and then I tape all the ones I want to shoot from here on there. I don't have any in here at the moment, but this will also fit legal-sized targets such as the Fast Drill and a couple of Guerrilla Marketings. And then in the front pocket, I don't have any, but the front pocket I keep some Scotch tape. I keep a stapler. I keep another book in case I can't get to the one in there, and a Sharpie, and everything I need to do about the targets. So that's my number 2 bag. This one I don't carry as much anymore. This is a art tube. You can get these. I got this one at Michael's. You can get it online, or you can get it any arts and crafts store, or say a drafting store. Just look for art tube or canvas tube. And this is actually extendable. So, and what I do is I keep my targets in here, and once a month or so I pull them out and roll them backwards. So this is the only time I really carry this nowadays is when there's a target in here I specifically want to use. Now, these 3 bags are my personal limit. I pull those 2 behind me. This is over a shoulder. I might have a rifle bag on my back, and that's about all I carry, because I really don't have, this is about all that I carry. If I'm going to carry more, I'm going to go to this. All of this has been just for an indoor range or an outdoor range with facilities close at hand. There is a whole nother list if you're going to an outdoor range without facilities nearby. You will also need a first aid kit, snacks, lunch, not to mention plenty of cold water to stay hydrated. Throw a cooler on top of this pile if you don't want to shuffle back and forth between the range head and your vehicle several times. If you don't already have a list or a system, let me give you a head start. I don't have a website, at least yet. However, if you email me at the address right there on your screen, I will send you a PDF of my lists for free. I don't have a mailing list, so you don't have to worry about that. I use my lists only as a starting point, not the be-all and end-all. If you have a suggestion on something I missed, please comment it below. Customize this list as you see fit. It's going to be yours. Think about it for a while and document all the things that you think you might need on the range. Add things as you go to the range and figure out, I could have used that about now. If you regularly use something I haven't mentioned, again, please leave it as a comment below. I will update my list appropriately, and I will thank you in the list. If you think you're hauling too much stuff, do this. Make a mark next to the items you didn't use after a range trip. When you make 10 consecutive range trips and don't use it any of those times, go ahead and take it off your list. You probably don't need it. However, you should exclude any emergency equipments like first aid, fire extinguishers, and the like from your culling process. I suggest once you get your list down, print it out, take it to your local office supply store, and have it laminated like I've done with this range card. And that way you put a grommet in it like this and put it where you can easily access it when assembling your gear for a range trip. Now, real quick personal story on the importance of emergency equipment. A couple months after I moved into my first civilian home, one Saturday I got my grill out, lit it, and proceeded to grill some burgers and stuff on it, which I had in the middle of my double-wide driveway. Neighbors got wind of the cooking and came over to investigate, and it turned into an impromptu housewarming party. The men who were standing around watching me grill noticed that I had a fire extinguisher about 15 feet upwind of my grill. They ribbed me about it, and it became a joke around the neighborhood for a couple of weeks. Then, one of the neighbors behind me on the next street over decided to fire up his propane grill. Turned out he had missed something putting it together, and let's just say the fire department had to be called to address the situation. The ribbing stopped at that point, and everyone started having extinguishers nearby during their grilling after that point. If you're going to an outdoor range with friends, put together and give a safety brief before you get started. Work out who is going to be the primary person to call EMS or drive the vehicle to get the injured to help if you're remote and there's no cell service, and a backup person to drive in case the primary driver is the casualty. First and second persons to deliver aid, and so on and so on and so forth. Having all of the tools and items you need to make your excursion to the range enjoyable is always a good thing. Have a system in place so you don't forget a critical item is essential. That feeling when you need something critical right now and it's right there, easy to reach and ready to use. Well, you can't beat the feeling of pride and relief from having it and saving the day, maybe even a life. Things like a gallon of cold water when you're at an outdoor range all day in 90-degree weather to prevent heat exhaustion or heat stroke. A fire extinguisher if something catches on fire. A first aid kit a paramedic would be proud to have if someone gets hurt. Not to mention a shovel to bury the bodies. I'm sorry, just kidding. A shovel can also be used in case of a grass fire or if there's no facilities to properly bury your waste. I will recommend a minimum consumption of caffeinated drinks on the range, as caffeine is a diuretic and you can easily get dehydrated between sweating in the heat and the caffeine. And of course, zero alcohol. Leave that until you're home safe and the firearms are put away. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. Just one last request that you like and subscribe and share with your friends and send me some feedback on the way so I know where to go and what I might have messed up. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day.